Yo, hey everybody, what's going on? Bedroom Talk Podcast episode 16 or is it 15? I think it's 16. I'm laughing because I just spoke to a friend of mine. I was laughing at him. How's everybody doing? What's going on? How was the weekend? And how's the week looking? Okay, first things first. Elephant in the room. The biggest question in the country right now is, why is the podcast late? Right? I think we can all agree that the news are asking the same question. Why is the Bedroom Talk podcast late? Why ni late? You know? Why is the podcast late? It's because I'm I'm at home basically. I'm at home and I haven't had enough time or enough privacy to actually record my filth. You know, I respect my parents enough to not record this filth in front of them. So that's the honest truth. Right hand, I've actually right hand on the book over there. That's actually the truth. Yeah, I haven't had the time. I haven't had the privacy, actually. I had the time. I just, my parents and my sisters, I can't expose them to this filth, okay? So I had to wait. But late, but still great, is the Bedroom Talk podcast. Okay, back to my original question. How's everybody doing? How is the week looking? Let me adjust my things here. Hold on. How's the week looking? Is it bright and lovely? Yeah, I hope it's bright and lovely. Eh? Yo, what's goody Lou? What's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry for the noise. I'm adjusting my things. What's going on? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. But are we gonna get into it here on the podcast? I don't think so. Let's we let it breathe, Yeah, maybe this might be even a short one. Me, I have actually, I think I need to emphasize this point. Again, I think I've emphasized too many things. I think we already know what the podcast is about. But I want to emphasize that the podcast is a comedy podcast. Okay? So I'm not saying people are expecting anything other than my filth, but I just wanted to be clear, okay, that this podcast is about filth and nothing else. Oh boy, yeah, he's bad. He's bad. He's bad. He's very bad. I'm not even laughing. I'm laughing because of the joke that I just made to one of my friends about something. Yeah, man. Yeah, I know it's bad. Anyway, Bedroom Talk Podcast episode 15. I feel like I haven't said anything. I don't think I am going to say anything for this whole podcast. I'll just wait until it's almost over and I'll just run to Reddit, That's my scapegoat. I always thought it was a scapegoat. I also couldn't believe how ulterior was spelt. I was typing to one of my friends and I wanted to say they don't even want to explore the ulterior motives, the possible ulterior motives. And that thing underlined my ulterior. I was like, what? I couldn't believe how. Just look up how to spell ulterior. I couldn't believe it. Why is it not ALT? Isn't it like a variation of the word alternative, or alternative, ulterior, yo, then what does actually yo? Because there's already a word. There's already like alternative or alternate. Why would there be ulterior with it being the same variation of the same word? Fuck. Yeah, boy. You know? Yeah, I don't think I can. Get into it, man. But I think I will. Do I? Should I? Fuck. I just want to talk about fucking relationships and sex. You know, that's what I'm good for. Now I have to fucking. Actually, let me. Let's get into it. You know what's the deal? Now I'm not figuring it out. I'm just saying. You know what the deal is? I'm just gonna reference something that I've already said. If I've already said it, it doesn't count as me saying it now, right? So I'm just gonna say something that I've already said, and if you don't believe that I've said it, it's on record. One of the podcasts I actually said it. I said. Actually, that was with episode 11 with Fortune Breaks. Shout out Fortune Breaks. I think that's when I said we aren't meant, human beings aren't meant to govern other human beings. You know? Actually, that's actually true. I'm just gonna repeat this. I'm just actually not gonna repeat. Just reference you guys to episode 11. Go listen to episode 11 and take that as today's episode. Yo, that's actually the premise of this episode. This episode is not really an episode. This episode is just a pointer to episode 11. So if you go and listen to episode 11, it's not gonna be directly related to today or what's happening now. But I can tell you that's what I say about today. You can transfer all that wisdom from that episode into today. Okay, I think this thing is gonna distract me. I'll come back to it. You can transfer all that to today. How I feel that we human beings are not meant to govern other human beings. You know, you don't make if you are a car manufacturer, you make cars. You don't make another car and you make cars and you have like a car warehouse where you store your cars. You don't get other cars to look after your car, to look after the other cars that you built. You know, you don't get another car to watch over the other cars so that people don't steal those cars. So for some reason, we feel like we're an exception. You know, it doesn't even happen do animals have like, I don't know, what's a monarchy? Oh, not a monarch. Yeah, actually, that's the word I'm looking for. You know, do they have like fucking leaders? If you're a leader, how did it come about? It came by showing your superiority, right? There by the animal kingdom. Fucking who's this guy? David Attenborough. Jesus, now I'm going back to old references. David Attenborough. He always shows you how the dominant fucking animal there by the animal kingdom is the one that takes over. How do you prove that for human beings since we're not allowed to kill each other? You're not allowed to kill each other. So it's just a popularity contest. And it's not gonna work out. As long as that's the case, we can find, like, there can be a good guy, right? Who can do the right things. It's not enough. That's what I'm saying. It's not enough. It just wasn't meant to be. Basically, I'm saying there's no hope. As long as it's human, as long as we have human beings, though, looking after other human beings, being in control of other human beings' interests. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. There's no way. There's no way. I don't see a way where it can be fruitful for everybody, just as long as the human being. I know there's no I'm not presenting any other solution, you know? That's actually one of the biggest things. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but I'm saying the problems are so many that it's easy to point them out, right? And just because you're pointing out the problems that doesn't make you some fucking pompous jackass that thinks they know better. Because there's so many of them. It's easy to point them out. You just have to choose which ones you become passionate about and talk about on your podcast, right? But so few solutions. There's you know, me man angita iko. There's no solution. Just as long as we are human being on human being. It's just, I don't know. You know, it's unfortunate, but I don't know. But other than that, you know, no matter what you say, it's whatever side you fall on, right? Now I'm actually trying to think if whose interest ultimately are you speaking for? I mean, we can speak what we want. People can come with their opinions and all that stuff, like I am now on my podcast. I mean, everybody has that right. But for what? For Ini. Yo, I shouldn't have started. This episode is a pointer to episode 11. Just go listen to episode 11 and, you know, draw your own conclusions. Yeah, I wanted to talk about something, man. Now I forgot. Mur. Actually, I wanted as I was about to record this podcast, I was thinking of the running gag, but I'm already deep into this bullshit. The running gag was gonna be me trying to imitate like all the different memes. Excuse me, that I'm feeling. Do you feel a meme? Like, is it like a feeling before you send a meme? Is it like it is an expression? It is a form of expressing something, but is it feelings or is it thoughts? Actually, it's both. Anyway, I was gonna imitate memes throughout as a way of expression instead of actually expressing how I feel. You know, verbal memes, right? Imagine if language developed into that, evolved into that. All of a sudden, we start verbalizing memes. Yeah, boy. Do we? I was gonna say we don't have the capacity. Do we have the capacity? Yeah, it's fucking dark, yo. It's very dark in here. That's one reference. But I think that's my reference alone, though. It's from that Savannah ad from back in the day. You causing quite a spectacle. It's very dark in here. No, this is Savannah Dark. Remember that? I used to like that ad. They had another one. Ooh, gorgeous eyes. Remember that one? My mom used to laugh at that one because she thought that guy had terrible eyes. And the fact that this lady was saying gorgeous eyes was funny to her. So that's another Savannah ad. My favorite ad right now is the what's it? The one with the wings, man. Chicken Liggin with Kit and Knight Rider. How many people know Knight Rider? What's the age group? Like, what's the cutoff age for knowing Knight Rider? You know? Not to say that you actually watched it, but you were around when it was a throwback. You know, there's so many things actually that I feel like I know and grew up on, but I grew up when they were a throwback, like a relevant throwback, you know? Like Night Rider. I wasn't there when that shit came out, but when I was growing up, it was a throwback for that era, and I was able to be exposed to it. That's one thing that I feel when people give people born in 2000 onwards shit, you know? It's people from the 90s didn't go through those things. They just grew up when those things were throwbacks. Okay, there's some things like, you know, but a lot of the things that they're giving you shit about, they're 2Ks. It's not shit they actually went through. It was a throwback when they were growing up, especially if you had like older siblings. And another thing, it's very fascinating how thin the line is. You know, how a generation is separated by such a thin line. It's a very direct, evident line. Which from this onwards is a different generation. Just 1-2 years is enough to separate generations. And how do we establish generations? Actually, it's subjective, right? There's no time. There's no specific given time period. Okay, this is a generation and this is the next generation. Oh boy, what am I talking about? Should we just call it? Maybe this is gonna be the shortest episode we have. Maybe we're gonna run to Reddit, you know, our scapegoat. But it makes more sense for it to be a scapegoat. Why is it a scapegoat? If it's a scapegoat, maybe back in the day people used to ride goats. Not ride them, but like they would what's it? Carriage, and they would be pulled or hauled by goats, right? And that would be a scapegoat. Now what the hell is a scapegoat? Oh, and another frustrating thing that pissed me off. Let me fucking find this word. I don't even know how to say it. This is so unfair though. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Comorbidity. What the fuck is a comorbidity? What is that? I had never heard that word before in my life until that guy on the TV kept saying it as what seemed like such an important detail, that if you have comorbidities, you are at higher risk. That's so important. But the choice of word, bro, what the fuck is a comorbidity? At first I actually thought it was a comorbidity. CO-mobility. That's what I heard. Because I had never, in my realm, I mean, my vocabulary is very limited, but I had never fucking been exposed to such a word. And this guy, he uses that word as such a vital point in his message. Comorbidity. If you have a comorbidity, you're gonna die. Yeah, that's if you have, that's basically what he said. And if you have a comorbidity, you're supposed to know what it is, what comorbidity is first, before you can know that you have it. But that thing that you don't know if you have or not it's number one factor. Actually, no, yeah, it's actually number one factor, secondary number one factor to your life or death. So what's gonna decide your life or death, but you don't even know what it is. And the guy who's giving the information is using that word constantly. Every time he comes on, he says a comorbidity. If you have a comorbidity, you're gonna die. That's actually where my frustration lies. Can't even speak. What the fuck is a comorbidity? I'm not saying I don't know what it is. I do now. I looked it up. But my point is, how many people know what that is? The people who actually need to know what that is. And I see what I'm saying. Why was that word used so many times? What is it? This thing is gonna kill me. I don't know what it is. Like, yo, that thing that you don't know, bro, is gonna kill you. You must watch out for that thing that you don't know. Hey, everybody, listen. Listen to me. I'm the only person that oversees everything. And I'm telling you right now that if you don't have this thing that you don't know what it is, you are going to die. And you don't know what that thing is. But if you have it, you're going to die. And that thing is called comorbidity. I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to say what it is. But you are going to die. And then the news also come. And they say, hey, guys. The guy says if you have comorbidity, you're going to die. So make sure you don't have comorbidity. Eh? Okay, one last thing. One last thing that I'm upset about is the reporting. I don't know. Actually, this was a disclaimer I was supposed to put in the beginning of the podcast. I don't know much, okay? Actually, I did say this is a comedy podcast or whatever. If you are tingled, then that's your baby and it's a baby girl. One thing that tingles me uncomfortably is the reporting. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Hit me up and let me know what's going on. Aren't reporters supposed to just report? Is it okay to mix in opinions? Your personal opinions. I mean, you're a human being, that's fine. But if you're reporting a story that is arguably there's no general or clear cause or clear the source is still being argued. Whether you believe this, whether you believe that, that's not my point. My point is, if you are reporting on something that there's no factual information about its origin or about its cause or about where it's going or about people's motives, why do you put your opinion as a reporter? Is that part of reporting? Or like journalism or whatever? Please, whoever is studying journalism, whoever knows the procedures with the journalism, is your opinion supposed to be laced with the information that you deliver? Because plenty narratives are being pushed, bro. These people are choosing what to say and you can choose what to ask. That's fine, right? But these people are choosing what to say and they choose what they take. So they get a tray, they get a tray with different information, right? And they choose what they take from their tray and give to you as the consumer of their reporting. It's so like especially when it's happening live, it's easy for you to identify, especially if I've been watching the news the whole day. If you're watching the whole day, it's very easy to identify when the thing is actually being reported live and how it's going to be perpetuated throughout the day as this is what happened. I'd never seen it happen like this before in my life, and it really bugged me. It really bugged me. People are pushing it like on Twitter. I'm not talking about Twitter people. I'm not talking about people on Twitter. I'm gonna go on a ramp thing, off ramp here. But I like Reddit. If you haven't realized that I like Reddit, you might have a problem. But I like Reddit. Here's the reason why I like Reddit, actually. The reason I like Reddit so much is because it's not, I don't want to say it's not personal, but it's just people sharing stuff, right? If there was a street, okay, here's the metaphor. If there were two streets, right? There's a Reddit street and there's Twitter street. Twitter street. right? If you walk down Twitter Street and there's people on Twitter Street standing around, right? People on Twitter Street are gonna stop you and tell you what they think. Like, hey man, don't do that. That's bad. Yo, look at this fucking guy who did this. I don't think you should be doing that. You know, when you do this, this is what happens, and that's really bad. That's what the people on Twitter are going to stop you and say. Compared to Reddit, on Reddit, people on Reddit Street are going to stop you and be like, yo, dude, check this out. And then after they show you, okay, I'm gesturing. This should have been a video thing. Let me start afresh. People on Reddit are going to have their phone in their hands, right? And as you walk past them, they're gonna stop you and show you something on their phone, like, yo man, look at this. And as soon as you look at that, they go away. They leave you with that to do what you will with that information or whatever it is. And it's not just information, it's just anything. Whatever it is you want to see. What do you like cars? If you like cars, you go down Reddit Street, the car section, and every person who likes cars is gonna come up to you and be like, yo, look at this car. And then they go away. They don't tell you, they just say, look at this car, it has this fucking engine, so cool. And then they go away. And another person, look at this car, it's so cool. Do you like superhero movies? Or do you like superheroes in general? You go down the superhero section of Reddit and people are gonna stop you like, hey, look at this superhero movie, so cool. And then they just go away. They don't ask you questions, they don't tell you this is cool. They just say, hey, check it out. And it's literally just that. Now, to get back to my point, it's fun. I'm not saying it's wrong for people to put their opinions, especially on Twitter. That's exactly what Twitter is for. You can say whatever the flip you want on Twitter. That's what you should do it. Right? People can, it's people giving other people shit for saying the wrong thing on Twitter. And you need to, when as a consumer of Twitter news, you need to be vigilant in your consumption. You need to have that these are human beings. Anybody. There's no gates, there's no gatekeepers there by Twitter. You can do whatever you want. So keep that in mind when you're going through Twitter. But the news, dog. The news is what my problem is. For some reason I just ran out of steam. I can't continue. I just fucking ran out of steam. Oh man. Yeah, let's just end this with the tradition. With the Reddit tradition, and I'll just say I did the podcast, you know. I just wanted the podcast to be done, dog. So I made a commitment, I signed a contract, and today I'll switch it up and I'll go to relationship advice, you know. It's not gonna be ask me an advice. Okay, it can't be. Okay, this one is cool. My ex, okay, no. My boyfriend keeps having double standards and I'm sick of it. Yeah, let's get into this one. This one sounds juicy. This one's gonna be just a fucking thing so that I can just... I'm kind of done at this point with all of the double standards my boyfriend has set up for me. Yeah, I'm not allowed to be alone with a male person even if it's my younger nephew and he's allowed to have dinner with his younger cousin alone. Okay, just... If I did that, he would be upset. So when I heard about it, I got upset too. But he didn't seem to get that. He said, relax, it's just my younger cousin. She's not going to do anything. So what? I'm not allowed to be alone with my male younger family members and you can take a whole night out with your cousin? I'm just kind of sick of it. It happens so often. He can like other girls' posts and say that he only wanted to help. And if I like a male's post, he gets very upset. So no matter how I tell him, he just says, I did it accidentally or I'm very loyal or something. Yes, I'm loyal too, probably even more loyal than you. I just don't know what to talk. I just don't know to talk to him about this. I just don't know how to talk to him about this. He seems completely oblivious to the fact that he has so many double standards against me. This is not even this is not a dilemma, or this is not something that if this is happening to you, you should just leave that relationship as a lady. You don't need that. If anything, it's a sign of weakness that level of it, I mean, it's insecurity is always going to be there, especially if you are with an attractive person. And being attractive is a real thing, by the way, in case everybody forgot. So if you're with an attractive person, you're always going to be insecure. But of course, there needs to be trust. There needs to be trust that's built and earned, right? And if you have that, then that's cool. But the level at which this lady is describing this dude is beyond reasonable. The only way to fix this is to leave him, right? There's no getting going around this. If a guy is like this to that level, just you don't need it. It's gonna be bad. It's not gonna end well. Fair day, you might say you love them and all that, but there's so many other things that can, especially that one thing is gonna fuck with you badly. Okay, so I think that's the easiest Reddit thing I've ever done. Hopefully next week we can be, in the right spaces. In the right spaces. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Follow on Twitter at BedroomTalk_, on Instagram BedroomTalk_podcast. Yeah, that's that, yo. Thank you for listening. Kulungile. Bye.